Tyson.
I'm Emma.
I'm Kim.
And we are TEK Talk. Welcome to the second episode of Season 2 of our History Hangout. Grab your passports because today we're going to
The Northern
Renaissance.
I thought it was...
So now that we're in the Northern Renaissance, Emma, what piece do you think is important during this time?
I believe the Ghent Altarpiece was like a highly praised piece of art during the Northern Renaissance. Kim, do you think you could explain that to us?
Of course. So the Ghent Altarpiece was painted by the father of oil paint, which is John van Eyck. It was painted with oil paint on an oak panel, which is like a triptych, and it has a measurements of 11/6 by 15/1. I created this altarpiece during 1431, which was commissioned for him to do. Each of the panels depict like religious themes and symbolism of Christianity and God, like as the king. It's located in the Cathedral of Saint Bavo in Ghent, Belgium.
Emma, why do you think this piece is so important?
I feel like this is like an exceptionally important piece for this era because it really just represents a divine vision and like possesses like overwhelming complexity for this time. The religious depth and material choices like distinguish it from the other altarpieces, and it's also kind of like cool because it's only opened up like the altarpiece itself is only opened up on special occasions due to like the preservation and security concerns. Kim, how did you feel about the Ghent altarpiece?
The Ghent altarpiece amazed me with how like each panel was able to depict its own story. It makes it easier for me to look at each individual panel and examine what is happening in it. I was also surprised with how much detail Ike was able to put in his triptych as a whole. What's so funny? You throw me off.
You're like this.
Tyson, what do you think?
When I first saw the piece, I was amazed by the vibrant colors and stuff, and like we never really seen a piece like open up that way. So I thought it was really cool to see it like unravel with like all the paintings, and I felt overwhelmed at first seeing like because there was so much like going on, but like once you start like going through each painting and unpacking like the each panel and its meaning, I felt the importance of it. How about you, Emma?
I truly love this altarpiece. Like, I just believe that it's an overall like really inspiring piece of artwork. And I know I said this in the last episode, but like as a religious person, I find the way that it like represents like God, Adam, and Eve, and as like angels and sacrifice is truly like thought provoking and very very beautiful. Um. Okay, so we just got done with our second shared piece of the series, and I'm going to go into my individual piece, which is the Garden of Earthly Delights. So this piece was made by Hieronymus Bosch. Don't quote me on that, okay? And it was believed to have been made around 1505 to 1510. It was a triptych that displays earth, heaven, and hell, and it's an oil on wood. And the center panel is 7 by 6 feet, and each wing is around 7 by 3 feet. It's a portrayal of a very visionary and almost fantasy painted world.
So, what was like the importance of this?
So the triptych is highly important in our history and depicts a very complex and surreal narrative. While many artists were very straightforward with their biblical arts and stories, Bosch usually went heavy on symbolism, bizarre creatures, and even like having different meanings for different things. This piece has 3 different sections: the left, center, and lastly the right panel. The left panel represents heaven and depicts Adam and Eve, showing God presenting them with a beautiful landscape, while the center panel is very suggestive and depicts earth, and it symbolizes the fruits and depicts the desires of the world. You know, all them strawberries. A little nasty. And then lastly, on the right panel, it depicts hell and it's a terrifying image showing monsters, creatures, and like eternal damnation, pretty much.
Okay, Emma. So, what are your thoughts about it?
I really enjoyed this piece. Again, I feel like it was a pretty good representation. The use of symbolism is really cool. In the way that it symbolizes the three layers of Christian belief beautifully, like, yet intricately. It allows for like an individual interpretation and it makes sense to everyone very differently. Jerry, would you like to come in? Would you like to come into the
over here, just come
podcast?
over here.
Oh, that's not a good view of you. I can see your nose hairs,
Ooh.
but I can see that frizz from here. Yeah.
I see a split ends from here. I've got frizz just like this.
Yeah, you got a lot.
You feel my people might hurt you.
Okay. All right. I fear I might have to leave, guys.
Can I replace Emma?
Hopefully it shouldn't.
I'm just gonna sit there and nod. No, Kylee, you're nobody.
Tyson,
Yeah.
that's your job.
You don't want your cookies,
Okay.
do you? You want a cookie? When you're handicapped, you can't gain weight. Like that's gonna like.
I'm handicapped at least. You just gain weight for fun.
Actually, I'm losing it thanks to track, but when it's over, then I will gain it back.
Hey, first off, Tyson here, he made me look really bad in the last video. I just want to say, no, like,
See how light I teach it, bro.
that's why
Press
Tyson
original
is,
plus white.
they can't hear you, Mr. Reynolds.
Mr. Reynolds, come over here.
You gotta do it in a mic.
That was a good ASMR. That was a good question. So Kim, what's your piece?
So, my piece is the self-portrait at the age of 28 of Albrecht Dürer.
How would you describe this piece?
So, this painting was created by Albrecht Dürer in 1500. It is an oil panel work that represents a form of view of the artist himself. In the self-portrait, Dürer is depicted as a well-trimmed appearance, showcasing his meticulous attention to like hair and stuff like that. The individual hairs and fur in the painting are rendered with remarkable precision, emphasizing his skill as an artist.
Why do we keep doing that? Like it's going this way. Like no, I'm trying to straighten it down. This keep going like whoop. Like no, go do.
The work is located at the Altarpiece. Help me out, Jerry.
Alte Pinnacle.
Yeah, in Munich, Germany, and features Dürer's monogram on the side, further cementing his authorship of the piece. That was really bad. I started so much.
Okay, Kim, what's the importance of this piece?
So the importance of this piece by Albert Dürer demonstrates like how he was able to take realism to an entirely new level. His gaze toward the viewer creates a powerful sense of connection, making the painting feel personal and engaging. Yes. Dürer was a master at incorporating incredible details into his work, showcasing his ability to bring in the smallest elements to life. Beyond his skill in realism, he was also versatile, able to create art across different genres and styles. This painting set a new standard for self-presentation, elevating the concept of artist, image, and identity in the art world.
So, what was your like personal reflection on this one?
So for this one, I thought it was extremely interesting how he could like paint each individual hair. That's probably very time consuming, you know. The portrait gives a lot of, as the class would say, aura radiating off of it. The way he presented himself shows like how important he was to the Northern Renaissance, creating like the shift in different styles. Period.
Okay, so now we're moving on to mine.
Jerry left
Jerry
us.
left the chat. We're moving on to my personal artifact, which is Bruegel's Dutch Proverbs. So Bruegel's Dutch Proverbs was a painting by Peter Bruegel the Elder and dates back to 1559. The painting is oil on wood panel and stands around 46 inches by 64 inches, and the scene is set in a lively Flemish village with a chaotic mixture of houses, bridges, rivers, and people engaging in very weird like actions or tasks. And the painting is filled with over 100 visual representations of Dutch proverbs and idioms, many are of which today are still in use.
Okay, so Tyson, can you tell us the importance about this?
So Bruegel's Dutch Proverbs is a remarkable painting by Peter Bruegel the Elder because it visually represents over 100, Dutch proverbs, humorously exposing, human foolishness, hypocrisy, and social ab- absurdities. The use of vivid colors and the dynamic movement makes the artwork engage and enjoyable because you see people doing action, so of course you're gonna feel like a sense of movement, of course. And it draws viewers by it's very chaotic but it's very structured, and it provides a glimpse into everyday life and the struggles of the common people in the 16th century, making it both like a historical and cultural reflection. And beyond the humor of it, the painting serves as a cryptic of greed, deception, foolish leadership, and social corruption, functioning as a powerful form of political and moral commentary.
Tyson,
Emma is back.
She's back.
Hey guys, missed you. Okay,
Okay.
Tyson, what is your personal reflection for this piece?
When I first saw it, I was impressed by the vivid colors and because they were so vibrant in the painting. And once I started examining the idioms and the proverbs, I was shocked at how many he could fit into one painting. And I was also shocked that was some of them we still use today. And it was actually kind of cool of him depicting common people of life in the 1600s. And I was deeply amazed by this piece, so I think it's one of my favorite from the Northern Renaissance. So as a summary, we talked about the
Ghent Altarpiece.
the Ghent Altar. We talked about the Ghent Altarpiece, and then Emma talked about
Garden of Earthly Delights.
and then Kim talked about,
The self-portrait of Albert Durr.
and I talked about Bruegel's Dutch Proverbs.
We hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, don't tell us. But
Like and subscribe. Hit that follow. Oh, subscribe button. Wait, what?
guys, and look at
Yeah.
my foot.
Like and subscribe. Make sure you turn on the notification bell so you can get a video every time we drop. We'll see you.
All 10 of our subscribers. Thank you guys for supporting us on this long journey.
What did Princess say? The support is so strong. See you guys later.
See ya.
Goodbye.
Hey guys, I'm Kylee. In last video, Tyson made me look really bad, but I promise, I'm a good person, guys, and I am not Trisha Paytas.
We are now on John's phone because my phone ran out of storage.
Okay.
Okay, so
Okay, Tyson.
How did you feel about
Went up my nose.